guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with another speed build for the Sims 4 Building Newcrest Challenge, the Pendragon Legacy. This time we are building one of the houses for our lower class neighborhood for Generation 2. So most of the generations you build the lot after you've completed your aspiration and you're done with that generation. But for the neighborhoods, so like this one, the lower class neighborhood, you build them beforehand, obviously because your sim kind of needs a place to live. So we are building the first house for the lower class neighborhood. So this will be a house that Ulysses will send one of his children to live in when they grow up. Since he has to have the big happy family aspiration, he has to have at least 3 kids, so I decided to change my original plan and make 3 houses for the lower class neighborhood, because the original plan was to have 2 for the lower class neighborhood and have like I think 3 for the medium or 3 for the large. I also changed the area that these were at, so instead of putting them in the area, originally when I was going to have 2, I was going to put them on the 20 by 15 lots by the park. But I kind of wanted to put them over here because this is that side area in Newcrest. When you go into the map, it's that long strip down the right-hand side. And I decided to do it here because for me, even though the houses and everything around here are like super nice, I kind of just feel like what you have to do like is only that there's like a little bench and there's some like stuff, and it's just not to me like as much of a fun area. There's not as much scenery. I mean, yes, there's gorgeous vistas obviously and these beautiful houses around everywhere you go, but to me, I don't know, I just don't feel like, I kind of feel like if you go into that top neighborhood where the park is and where we had Generation 1, it's so much quainter and cuter, you know, like there's the little lake and there's a little play area, and maybe the lots are smaller, but I just kind of feel like it's a little bit nicer. And then over here there's really not as much to do, and it's kind of just, I don't know, to me I just kind of feel like this area is a little bland, even though, yeah, you got nice houses or crap, but it's like, I don't know. So I decided to put them over here because I kind of just felt like it would fit better than trying to put like some bigger, fancier houses over here, just because I figured they would be, you know, where there's more stuff to do, and the 20 by 15 lots can actually be like community lots, or I can use those as our middle class neighborhood because we can just make them kind of like tall condo kind of looking things, which would be kind of cool, like make them 3 stories and like whatever. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Plus I kind of like that these were like the longer kind of lots. I mean, they're 30 by 20, they're not, you know, super narrow by any means, but I'm sorry, I'm yawning. But yeah, so I kind of like that. I'm a little sad because what I really wanted to do with the porch area, it was supposed to be like a higher lattice kind of looking instead of where the fencing is on that front porch area. Well, you know, that add-on front porch. We didn't really just have any good fencing that would work there, and I didn't have any custom content, so that's kind of the best I could do with that. But, you know, it's alright, it works. I'm also kind of sad that when you do like the roofs, that you can't take that little front wall off. So, like for this, it comes out over the porch, and I kind of wanted that to be open, you know, where the roof is, and you can't do that, which is kind of bummy. Because that's kind of like, it was supposed to be like open, you're supposed to be able to see like the beams, even though we don't have beams for decorative purposes or anything, but yeah, so it didn't have exactly the look that I wanted. I actually found a picture. I was Googling things, trying to find like little starter home pictures and everything. So yeah, and it just didn't have it doesn't look exactly like the picture, because the picture is just so beautiful, so pretty, for like this little mobile home kind of thing that I was going for, and it just looked so much nicer than mine. Like, alright, but you know, it's alright, it works. But yeah, so I kind of, I'm so sorry. So this should technically be like the actual front porch area to the house, like the front entryway, And then I kind of look at it like that bigger area that's technically toward the front of the lot would actually be like, say, an add-on. Like they added this patio onto this house, so whatevs. But yeah, I like it. It came out kind of nifty. It's kind of like long and narrow, but it's kind of cool because, you know, there's not a lot to build on in this area, and we needed to make it, you know, work. And this one actually worked pretty well. They kind of have decent decorations. The other one that I did, you know, it cost so much to build that there's like nothing in it. They have like the necessities, and, you know, they do in this one as well, but I tried to add some extra things in, like giving them like coffee maker and like toys for the kid, and I kind of ended up taking some of that stuff out in order to be able to afford some landscaping, because it just looks wonky without landscaping. Just, you know, a tree and some shrubs, man, that's all I need. So yeah, you'll see that. I actually had to end up cutting in because I saved it, I was done, and then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I can't stand it doesn't have landscaping, so I kind of just put it on, and I'm like, I kind of should at least show that. So we'll cut in at the end. You'll see the changes that I made with the landscaping and whatnot. So, you know, don't mind that you don't get to see that, because I didn't record it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I wasn't really planning on doing anything, and then I just did, and I was like, I didn't record that, great, but yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's got 2 bedrooms, so we've got room for a kid, you've got room for the parents, so I think I will probably, I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess, because I don't plan on having Ulysses' kids, you know, actually get married or whatnot, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll get them a spouse and have this, you know, and have them at least start a family before I ship them off into their new house, so that, you know, we actually have room for them and a kid, you know, and we'll see. So it's kind of like so maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I don't really plan on doing that with Edison, so he's gonna be, I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. We'll figure that out, because right now he's gonna be living with us, taking up space, but I can always ship him out with his niece or nephew, the first one of the spares. But yeah, so 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom house. You know, obviously it's just a starter, but I wanted them to still have stuff, you know, obviously for kids if I decide to kind of start their family off before I ship them out. You know, that sort of deal. But yeah, so now we're decorating the bathroom and, you know, painting some stuff, and oh my gosh, so sorry, I don't mean to yawn, but this is like the 15th time I've dubbed things. I had to dub one other video twice. I did this one twice because I didn't realize that I'm dumb, and I forgot that I cut in with the change in the landscaping, and I was like, wait, and what am I do? Oh my god, I didn't record that, but I recorded me saving the lot to the gal. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm a hot mess, but anyway, so yeah, so that's their little kitchen, kind of blah, but you know, it works. It doesn't have to be super fancy. I'm just putting some little couches in for them, and I love custom content, because custom content, some people make their custom content like so cheap in the build catalog, and it's like, that's awesome because it looks nice, but it's really inexpensive, so it's really easy to furnish, you know, some houses and stuff. So, and so yeah, that's their little dining room. I'm like, they just need a simple little table. It's fine. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. I actually really like the way this house was decorated, because it's not anything fabulous, obviously, but it works, and it, you know, kind of at least sort of matches, I guess, and it, I don't know, it doesn't look sparse, even though there's no decorations on the walls or anything like that. Like, everything kind of fits. It's not like, okay, there's a bed in a giant room, and it's kind of what happened in the second one. Just, it was like too big. I ended up getting rid of their coffee maker and their, you know, thing, microwave, to be able to do some landscaping. So yeah, oops. But yeah, I kind of just put in like a little pathway, from the front door, and we end up with like a tree and some stuff around the house. I actually put some of that in before I cut it off, and before we ran out of money. And then I was like, all right, you know what, I'm going to sell some stuff in the house. I sold one of the kids' toys too, because I just put some of these things and it's like really expensive, and then I was like, this just doesn't look good enough. So Yeah, so I sold some of the stuff in the house, so they don't have some amenities. Oh yeah, look at that, I just did that. Just to cover the cost of some stuff, so we are about to cut back in with some of the changes, so you will see that. And I will wrap it up here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you next time with another speed build. Remember, give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.